Hey, this is Mark the Meerkat from Grok Trade with the weekend review. I'm in for D7 who decided to take a quick vacation, but hey, Godspeed to you at SpaceX Dragon as they launched into space for the first time in 10 years off of Pad 39A. It's a wonderful thing. So let's take a look at the markets. We're also rocketing up a bit here. Now, because we're at the end of the month, we're going to take a look here first at what happened on Friday. What happened on the daily charts? Where are we there? Where are we in the weekly charts? And we can look at those monthly charts. It's now a closed candle on the month of May. All right, let's move ahead here. First of all, what would you like on Friday? Mixed markets on Friday. That we had the S&P 500 here up a fraction, the Dow down just a fraction for Friday, but nice 1.29% there on the Nasdaq, and then we had the Russell down to about 0.5% there, and Bank down 2.3%, lagging all the markets. So very mixed market on Friday. But for the week, everybody was in the green. Now, that's right, just a 4-day trading week last week here. So let's take a look here at these charts here. First of all, on the SPX, I'm going to move over to the, well, let's take first here at the SPY because we can see volume. Look at it, what happened. It on Tuesday, first day, trading day of the week, boom, it broke up above. It's been high, it was high basing underneath the 300 and the 200 moving average on the daily chart, and now it's resting on top. If we take a look at the SPX index, again, we were fighting this 61.8 Fibonacci, and then we finally broke above that, and then we now broke out above the 200 moving average on the S&P 500. And again, volume here, increased volume for the week, on this high base up there. So then we've got the Dow Jones Industrial Average here in a a rising wedge, which could be bearish if it breaks down below this area, and basing here above the 25,000. We're staying above 25,000 now for the week. Significant number also on that one. So we're above 3,000 on the S&P. We're above the 25,000 on the Dow Jones Industrial, and now we're here on the Nasdaq, and it's staying here right above the 9,400, but basing under the 9,500. It's basing under the 9,500 here on the Nasdaq. And so again, it is the most bullish. Look at that. It's the one. It's above its closing line from December. So we are positive for the year now on the tech stocks, and it's getting close to its all-time highs up here. But again, high basing up here. Small cap Russell has been lagging here. It was in a symmetrical triangle here but 2 weeks ago, and then here on the last 4 days it was basing under the 1360, which was resistance here, boom, broke out, and now it's just pulled back a little bit here on Thursday and Friday, but we're now resting here just under the 1400. Okay, then we got ourselves Bank, right? Oh yeah, really lagging down here, and then really pushed back down on Thursday and Friday. Even though it was positive for the week, it did pull back. So we can't go anywhere without Bank. But you can see we're not even close to where it opened up here in January. And so yeah, we have a lot of work to do on Bank. And then how about that VIX here? Again, we are way up here in the 60s, 70s, and 80s here for over almost a month. We're back down. We're now just below 30. We're hanging just below 30. Now, normal, quote unquote, whatever normal is, below 20 is what we would call more regular volatility. And if it were above 20, we'd say there's too much fear in the markets. Well, right now, the new fear level is at 30. It's just basing right here at 30. Now, there's still a lot of uncertainty in the market, so the market doesn't like its certainty. But as things are beginning to open up here, and businesses are starting to come back, that fear has come down. But again, we still have a ways to go there as well until people are more confident. And again, it has to do with uncertainty as things become a little bit more certain about the future. And then we have gold here on the daily chart here. Gold right up here hit its head, almost a double top here, and then just broke out a little bit, and now it's in a bull pullback on gold. Silver really took on fire here on Friday, took off. It was basing up here in a bull flag, then did break out there on silver and oil. Oh man, we got a ways to go on that, but now it's basing here right at the $25, $26 area on the USO. It did come back dramatically here, but is now just stalling right here. Yeah, we need to, for a lot of those companies to be profitable, we need to be in that $35 to $40 range. All right, let's go to now those were the daily charts. Now let's go to the weekly charts. Uh, on the S&P 500, let's start there. Weekly now. Again, we were positive for the week, and we're above 3,000. We've closed above 3,000, and we're above this 50 moving average and the 20 moving average now as things start to roll back up. So deep V here, and now a nice recovery here on the S&P 500. On the Dow Jones Industrial weekly chart, it was basing here a long time at the 24,000. Boom, now we're above 25,000 this week. We finally broke out and stayed above it. That's good, and now above the 20, close above the 20 moving average as well on the weekly chart. This is the Nasdaq. Now this is the deepest V we have here, getting back up here near its all-time high closes. Again, that's the all-time high close for the weekly chart up here. But look at that. It pulled back during the week, and again, I'm an intraday trader in the Grok day trading chat room. And by the way, you can join us if you're in front of the market and you're still at stay at home between 9 o'clock and 11:30. That's when we trade in the Grok day trading chat room. Come join us. I'll show you where you can get to that and find out about that. With people staying at home and different time zones, you might be able to join us there. Anyway, so here we are. This, look at that, pull all the way back up here. In state, it's right there at the 9,500 area. It's a little bit area of resistance. All right, then the Russell here on the weekly, when it was up higher, and then again the last 2 days it pulled back, still ended up green for the week. It's closing above the 20 moving average here, right at that 1400 level. And then on the weekly chart on bank, of course, it went up, but it pulled way back here on Thursday and Friday. So that's on the weekly chart. Okay, now end of the month here, we now have a complete candles on the monthly candle start. So let's go ahead back and take a look at the monthly. So we're bullish, bullish, bullish on all of these charts so far. And there we go. Here's the monthly chart. The monthly now is now closed here. Look at this. We had 2 huge months down. Bounced off at 2,200 on the monthly, and now we're back, and now we're back again here. So we are bullish here on the monthly chart, and then we have the on the S&P. I'm sorry, on the Dow, it's coming back up, not nearly as strong. It's still below those moving averages there on the monthly chart, and it needs to break that 2,600 there. Sorry, 26,000 in order for us to be truly bullish here. But we are bullish. We're coming back. The Nasdaq here's the strongest of them all. Look at that, boom and boom. We're now up here for a monthly chart. We're at a new all-time high close for monthly charts, not closes for daily or weekly, but on the monthly chart. So very strong back on the tech stocks. Small cap Russell lagging, still coming back up, but again below them all the major moving averages here. So it actually tagged it. Look at that. This is the 20. Now look at this. This is interesting, right? This is the 20. No, this is the 50 monthly moving average. So it was support right here, came back, support right there, and now blew through it. And now what? It tagged it and pulled right back off of that. That's right. That's on the monthly 50 monthly candle there, moving average there. Interesting. All right, that's it on the small caps. Now let's go back to the daily chart and let's just take a look at a couple of the tech stocks, since that's the one that happens to be on fire right now. But before we do that, let's talk about our mentoring program. If you want to learn to trade the Grok Trade Way, I'm actually the lead mentor for the 301 mentoring course. Now what we do is we do a 3-day intensive training, and then we are your mentors to apply that from that point forward, to give you not just the knowledge but the wisdom to apply it. So if you were like learning to fly a plane, this is the ground school. It's the 3-day ground school. So you have all the information. So what? If you're going to learn to fly a plane, are you going to jump in an airplane and we just say, okay, you've learned everything in the book, now go to it? No, that would be insanity, right? What do we do with a student pilot? We put him in a simulator, let him simulate a little bit, and different situations, and AKA simulated trading, right? Your paper trading account, and then we put you in an airplane, a real one, but we're sitting in the co-pilot seat. You're doing the flying, but we're in the co-pilot seat to coach you and keep you safe. That's the job of a mentor. And with Grok Trade, that's our program is, one time, and for the rest of your trading life, we are your mentors to help you apply that to your trading so you can be the best trader you can possibly be. I know of no other group out there. They'll sell you a lot of knowledge, but they don't give you a lot of wisdom on how to apply it. That's the difference here at Grok Trade. So if you want to learn about it, go to groktrade.com, groktrade.com, that's right. And right up here it says the mentoring program. By the way, if you want to day trading, there's a whole big page about the day trading right there as well. But go to mentor, and again, we have a 3-day intensive training coming up here on June 13, 14, and 15. Now I misstated that on my lesson, my trading lesson video that I just did, but it's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, June 13, 14, and 15. It's 3 days of intensive training, and you can join us. Now, if you want to read about what our mentoring program is in detail, if you're a real reader, we've got tons of information here you can read through here, and it just keeps on going down here. And there's even some free webinars, informing you about what our program is. But if you'd like to just discuss it with one of our counselors, again, this is not a sales call. This is what we call a discovery call. Put in for your information here, and we'll set up a call with you, and we'll just talk to you. How is your trading going? And maybe or maybe not would our mentoring program benefit you in taking control of your finances, and so you can become a savvy and confident trader. All right, so enough about that. Let's get back here. Let's just go through a couple of the FANG stocks. Again, I'm not going to go through a bunch of them like Des does, but let's look at Facebook here first. What's going on with Facebook? Definitely an uptrend, big time. This is what we call a bull pullback. It meets all the rules for our bull pullback that we teach in that mentoring program I just talked about. It's pulled back here. We're going to get a reward risk ratio. The MACD here is above the 0 line. The volume on the pullback is lower than it was on the way up, so it ticks off all of our criteria to set up a what we call a high probability entry with a known risk. All right, so that's on Facebook. Apple, it's what we call a high base right now. It's in high base here. Its all-time high is up here at 327.20, all-time high, and it's sitting here at the 320 area, just basing. Could have a nice long here, probably at about 324.26 is about where I would want to set a long on that. I am personally long on that for transparency purposes. I've got several positions on that one in my super long-term account there. And then we have Amazon here. What's Amazon doing? Another bull pullback here, but doesn't quite meet the criteria. Don't think you could get the reward risk ratio. Get a smaller candle here, might be able to set up one. Again, this is, I think, it went above 25,000 there. Sorry, 2,500, and all-time high. And I also own Amazon as well, just again for transparency purposes. And then we've got Netflix here. It's in a bull pullback out that it does not meet a criteria. It's pulled back too far to and it's below the 20 moving average now. And the MACD is below the 0 line. So this one is not set up right now. I would be watching that one for a possible long as it works its way back up here. But right now it's not an appropriate time for that to follow the rules to put all of the odds in your favor for a high probability entry with a known risk. And then here's Google. It's in a nice channel up, just slightly pinching here, and basing here just under the what is this, the 1440 area, 1440, starting to form a bit of a high base here. When you're in a channel up like this, you look for the bull pullbacks. It just is not quite set up right for one right now. It didn't come back up here to the high, so not looking like quite as bullish as some of the other ones may be. And the last one then, Microsoft. I know FANG is kind of the FANG M, because Microsoft is now such a high cap there when it took over some other companies. And so, and this is in a symmetrical triangle up here, on Microsoft. Could be a possible long on Microsoft coming up there, based on this symmetrical triangle here. Well, that's it for this week. Again, the markets are still in bullish mode. We are starting to form some rising wedges here, which are bearish formations. So if you're in the, I'm personally, I'm in long in the market. I'm all in right now, and I have but I'm keeping my stops at a relatively tight range, in that the markets, if they do drop below those major lines of support on those rising wedges, then I'm going to be activating my stops for sure. Hey, so just remember that trading is all about odds and probabilities. It's not about certainty. As Clint Eastwood says, if you want a guarantee, buy a toaster. Trade well, and may your winners run.